before, I want to make this whole visualization look a little bit more attractive and a little bit more user-friendly. And I want to start with the title on the line chart in visualization. At the moment it reads count of object ID 2 by event date. And in addition to changing the formatting and replacing the count of object ID 2 by something more meaningful, I also want the title to show the name of the county whose data we're looking at. So if we select Hillsborough in the slicer, the title should read total number of cases in Hillsborough by date. And if we don't make any selection in the slicer, then the title should be total number of cases in Tampa Bay by date. So in order to do so, I'm going to have to add an additional measure. The difference between measures and columns is that columns are added to the table and just add a new piece of information to each row in a table, whereas the measures are independent of information in a specific table and therefore apply to the entire visualization. So we click a new measure here, and that will eventually lead to a text box appearing here. And then we can change first the name of the measure. And since we want to show it to use the title, let's call it county title. And since the title always needs to start with number of cases in, we can start with that string. Now we need to concatenate whatever value we have in the slicer or Tampa Bay otherwise. Concatenation of strings in Power BI is done through the ampersand operator. And to get the county name, we have to use a DAX function. Power BI supports a fairly powerful programming language called DAX. And the Canvas page contains a link to where you can find more information about DAX. The DAX function we're going to use is selected value, and if you mouse over it, you see what it does. It returns the value when there's only one value in a specified column. Otherwise, it returns the alternate result. Well, we want to look at this one. So if we do have a value for a county, and that will be determined by this slicer, then we return that. Otherwise, we return Tampa Bay. And then we can add another string by date. And you see that Power BI is happy with this, so we can just say, yes, we accept this. Okay, and now we have this measure. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to make this measure a part of the actual visualization. So I click on the line chart and then go to the Format tab, then go to General, then open Title. And now you see this FX here for conditional formatting. So I'm going to click on that. That brings up a new window, and it asks me, what title do I want to have? Well, I want to base it on a field value, and the field value should come out of the 2021 COVID cases, and we just selected that. We made that, just created that county title. So let's add that. Let's come out of here too. And now you see we have number of cases in Tampa Bay by date. If I select Pasco, then it will change to number of cases in Pasco by date. Again, if I now clear the selections, it becomes number of cases in Tampa Bay by date. I probably want to make this a little bigger as well, so let me make this 18 and maybe center it as well. So that's how you can use a measure to change the title in a visualization in Power BI.